Hi, in this video, I will cover server-side rendering SSR using Next.js. I covered CSR, client-side rendering, in other video, and I will cover static-side generation SSG later. So let's begin. So there is a client, a page server, and a data server. And the page server has a page without data. But in the page, there are codes to bring the data. And the client requests the page with the data. And the page server requests the data to the data server. And the data server responds with the data. So now the page server has the page with the data. And then the page server responds with the page with the data, and now the client has the page with the data, and it's done. So let's look at pros and cons. Pros. 1. It is good for search engine optimization (SEO) because the search engine usually checks pages sent by page servers, and this is different from client-side rendering (CSR). Second, if the data changes regularly in short time, the changes are reflected every time there is a request, and this is different from static site generation SSG. Cons. 1. It is slower than static site generation SSG. 2. We cannot show other parts first rather than the data part, and this is different from client-side rendering CSR. 3. It is burdensome to page servers, and this is different from client-side rendering CSR and static-site generation SSG. So from now on, let's look at the codes with Next.js. So in this page, let's look at this first. Get server-side props. So this function is given by Next.js, and it helps us to proceed this procedure with SSR, server-side rendering. So I will bring the data here. So let's look at the data first. Let me enlarge it. So data looks like this. It is an array. So the objects are in an array. And then in an object there is user ID, title, and body. It's simple, right? And then let's go back to the code. So await response.json. So I will get the result, and I will return the result, and then I will receive the result, and then there is a title. It's a page title, server-side rendering, and because the result is an array, so I will use map function and make each item. I will extract the title and make each item in a p tag, and that's it. So let's run it. npm run dev. So localhost 3000, let's go there. So it works well, right? So let's look at the dev tool first. And let me refresh it. Let me parse it. We're in the source tab, and we're looking at the source. And if you look at it, there are titles here, right? Also, if you look at the network, there are also titles here, so it is made in the server, right? Yeah. So let's go back to the code and let's look at how the page is actually built. So let me quit it and let me build it. npm build. It takes some time. Yes, we are done, and let's look at it. Next, server and pages. And if you look at this, there is no index.html, unlike other pages. For example, in a render folder, there is csr.txx. So, and in the render folder here, csr.html is here. Like this. But there is no index.html. And that is true because every time there is a request, the HTML file is made in the server. So there should be no index.html. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.